Joining us right now is Matthew Staver, attorney representing Kim Davis, and a founding member and chairman of the Liberty Council. Matthew, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
You guys do such great work, and I think this is a very important case. So Kim Davis will be in court tomorrow. What do you expect to happen?
Well, we don't know. The request is to hold her in contempt and civil contempt. They want to fine her, and she'll be there along with her deputy clerks. You know, the simple issue here that can be resolved is her religious conscience and convictions. You have 120 counties in Kentucky, and you have additional jurisdictions that can issue licenses. So it's 130 plus venues. You can drive 30 minutes in any direction in Kentucky and get a marriage license. You don't have to force Kim Davis herself to issue the license. But that's really what this is about, forcing someone specifically to violate their religious conscience and convictions.
Like they did with the bakery, and they could have found other bakers. But let me ask you, the difference here is, and I'll play devil's advocate, is that this is a government employee, and as such, they have to uphold the law, and you're not entitled to a conscientious objection. What do you say to that?
Well, she's worked there for 27 years. She's been the elected clerk since 2014. She's only lived in this particular county. She does a great job. And she doesn't lose her constitutional rights because she works for the public employment. In fact, the Supreme Court has said many times that you don't shed your constitutional rights just because you accept public benefits or you're employed by the government. You still have some of those rights with you. And so there's no doubt that she has sincere religious beliefs. No one questions that in this case. There's no doubt that the rules of the game changed, like when she was elected in 2014. Never in the history of Kentucky, frankly, in the history of the United States, had this ever happened. And now she has change of the circumstances, change of job duties, if you will, 2 months ago. And she's being forced to violate her conscience. So the real question is not whether she has sincere beliefs, not whether this new change violates her conscience. Everyone agrees it does. But are there alternative means to accommodate her? And there's plenty. They can remove her name from the certificate, and that's what she's requested. Just remove my name and title. I can't license something that is contrary to my religious convictions.
Are you disappointed the Supreme Court acted the way they did, or didn't act the way they did, if you will?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. I mean, the Supreme Court started this mess 2 months ago when 5 lawyers on the Supreme Court literally changed the rules of the game, ignored the Constitution and the history of our country and the millennia of human history, frankly. They knew this was coming. They knew religious freedom was going to be in the crosshairs, and this is the first case to make it so far. They could have at least given a temporary stay pending the several months it's going to take to complete this appeal, but they didn't do that. But, you know, we're going to go back possibly to the United States Supreme Court. I have no idea whether there'll be a different result there or not. We've got 5 people who are ideologically driven and not constitutionally driven.
Matt, is this, in your view, taking us down the road and just a step along the way to losing churches and synagogues losing tax-exempt status if they preach that marriage is between a man and a woman? Do you see that as a step in that direction?
There's no question that it's a step in that direction. And in fact, I think this really focuses the issue. This has never been about obtaining a marriage license. That's never been the ultimate objective of the agenda. It's about obtaining a license to get the recognition and then also stamping out anything that doesn't agree. It's no longer about tolerance, and it never really was. It's no longer about just remaining silent and holding your own view. It's about you participating and promoting the particular ideology that same-sex marriage promotes. And so it's going to attack churches, tax exemption, property tax exemption, use of facilities, weddings. It's going to attack Christian colleges with student loans or accreditation. All of these issues, housing, all of these issues are going to be under attack. And what the end goal is to stamp out freedom, particularly religious freedom. So we should be concerned about what's happening with Kim Davis, because it's going to go across the country and it's going to permeate every aspect of our society if we don't stop it.
Matt, please come back and keep us informed in this very important case. I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Matt Staver, ladies and gentlemen. And we're coming back with Give Me 5. Don't go away.